What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. I did not release a video yesterday. I was on a camping trip with my friends, so I got caught up doing that. So I apologize about that, but let's go ahead and get back into the swing of things, of course. So going over the weekend, guys, on Saturday night and then really Sunday morning, we had a pretty good time. We had 3 of these underdog hits pretty much back to back to back. And then we also hit right here on Prizepicks, which was a play of the day in my video. And then on Sunday night, so yesterday night, and then kind of this morning, not so much happened, really. We had some misses and stuff, and yeah, here and there we had some misses. We also hit this Nuggets spread, which was actually sent out to the free plan on Winnable. If you don't know what that means with the free plan, it pretty much means if you go down in the description, it'll say get more of my free picks, and you can sign up for my free Winnable, which is completely free. You just put your phone number in. I have like a couple of thousand of you guys actually sign up for my free Winnable, and pretty much every day, every other day, I take one of the picks, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to send this out to the free plan, and you guys will get these free picks. And that's what I did yesterday with this Nuggets spread right here. You guys will see that they won by like 16 or something like that. So that was a really easy call there. Here was a play that actually went all opposite correlation, and I talked about that a couple of videos ago about why opposite correlation is actually something that, you know, we see quite a lot on my channel, because if you guys don't know, I'm going to be talking about that today as well with eSports. But for example, I took the overs on these two guys because maybe they would win the series right here, and unfortunately they did lose the series, so they did go under together because they had a really bad series, and because this JDG team did lose, they went under together, and that is what caused them to go ahead and not do so well in that game, right? So you'll see, actually, you know, here's an example of me taking unders together in League of Legends. I'm sure there's an example of me taking overs in League of Legends at some point too. I might not have a screenshot of it, but yeah, this is pretty much what we do a ton on the VIP, and you guys will see that we hit these on underdog. And I do not want to understate how important these hits are on underdog, right? So every single underdog pick that we hit, we go up 2.5 units because of it, right? So this entry alone, we go up and we hit 2.5 units plus 2.5 units. So that pretty much pays for 1, 2, 3 entries, right? Just this one entry alone, and then you minus 3 entries. That's pretty much minus 0.5 units that you would be down. And then you would also consider this one going up 0.25, and then this one going up 0.25, which is 5. So just from these, you know, 6 entries, right? You have 3 losses, and then you have 3 wins right here. You are going up in total. This is pretty much what is this? Quick math right here, but this is 7.5 units that you go up, and then you go down 3. So that would mean that you go up 4.5 units from these 6 entries right here alone, right? And that is why Underdog is such an amazing app, and you can go up very quickly on Underdog because of these 3.5x's that they offer, and they have very, very soft esports lines as well, and that's why I love Underdog. So if you guys want a total graph of how we have done so far this year, we're about 2.5 months into the year. Prizepicks Underdog, we're up about 46 units, and then on ONYX and REBET, we are up about 28 units. Okay, March has been very steady. It's been very it's been very steady as far as, like, you know, we've had some up weeks, we've had some down weeks, and really we've not got. I think we have gone up, but I think it's been maybe like 15 to 20 units so far. So let's try to end March strong if we can. Let's try to end it with maybe like a 30 unit surge. That would obviously be very nice for us, and something that can happen if we can start getting these 4-mans to start falling consistently. But you guys will see, obviously, profitable throughout the year so far, which is really nice. My goal this year is to go up 500 units. 2024, we went up 600 units. In 2025, we went up 270 units. So my goal is to get right in the middle of those two and go up 500 units. If you guys do want to get into the VIP, guys, the best way to do so is to get Sleeper. Text me Sleeper to this number right here on the screen, 512-270-0440, and I'll get you 2 free months of the VIP. All it is a $10 deposit. When you do that $10 deposit, I'm going to Cash App or Venmo you back the $10 that you sign up with. So it's pretty much like me paying you back the money. So it'll be completely risk-free. You'll put money into it, you'll get paid back that money, and then you'll get 2 free months of the VIP. Super simple right there. The first pick of the day, you guys, is going to be on ONYX odds. So I have 3 picks in today's video. One's on ONYX, one is on Underdog, and then one is on Prizepicks. First pick of the day is going to be Arizona over 88.5 in the game that is actually happening on Thursday, all right? So we're going to have to wait a couple of days for this, but this is the first game of the Sweet 16. Actually, I don't know if it's the very first game, but it's the first day of the Sweet 16. And I'm taking Arizona over 88.5 points. So pretty much as long as they score 89 points. Now that sounds very high. It is actually pretty high for a team in college basketball, but Arizona has a very, very strong offense. They're playing Arkansas that has a very fast pace of play. They're in the top 15 pace of play in all the teams. So this should be a very fast, high-scoring game. Also, Arkansas is a very weak defense. So if you look at the games Arkansas has played, a lot of the teams they play against, it's a high-scoring game. A lot of the teams will be in the 90s. And on top of that, the games are close, right? So they'll be close in the 90s or even in the hundreds, where it's a lot of back and forth. And in that last like 2 to 3 minutes of the game, there might be a lot of back and forth with 3-pointers or 2-pointers and stuff like that, or free throws, and it's going to cause the over to hit, hopefully for for Arizona. And I do think Arizona ultimately does win this game, and this is going to be the play of the day on ONYX odds, guys. This is what I show right here on the right side of the screen for these tracked bets. You'll see we're 72 and 49, and this is actually what I took for this Nuggets money line, or this Nuggets spread that we took yesterday as well, right? And if you do sign up for ONYX odds, you'll get $100 in free picks, right? So giving you guys two options to get in the VIP already today, which is just with $10, and it is with Sleeper. ONYX odds, you actually get a free $100 in free picks. So you can either get paid back with Sleeper, completely risk-free, or also risk-free, you get a free $100 in free picks with ONYX and start your ONYX journey as well, okay? So that's going to be the first play in today's video. Second play in today's video is going to be on Underdog Fantasy. If you guys have watched me throughout March, you guys know that I have not stopped talking about Underdog Fantasy. There is a reason for that, and it's right here in the top right of this play right here, because you are getting a 3.5x. It is absolutely amazing to get a 3.5x for a two-man. Prizepicks will only pay you a 3x, so this is why I always preach to try to get the best payout possible, and Underdog is the #1 way to get such easy, good payouts consistently on these two-mans. Every single two-man you play on Underdog is going to be a 3.5x or even higher sometimes if you think about multipliers, okay? They just did this last month. They brought this into Underdog. I'm hoping that a lot of other apps follow suit, but right now, Underdog, bar none, has the best payouts in the industry, okay? So I'm taking this guy. I'm going to call him Op Dust. I really don't know some of these guys' names sometimes. They have like different gamer tags and all that, but I do really like this play right here for over 6.5 headshots on map 1 from Mouse and Nexus Gaming. And then the second play to round this off is going to be Mel to go higher than 22.5 kills on maps 1 through 2. This is actually happening tomorrow afternoon, okay? So some of these picks in these videos, it is a Monday. It's going to be kind of a slower day. A lot of esports are starting to happen this next week. So towards the end of March, there's going to be a lot of esports. There's a lot of tournaments. League of Legends going to kick back off. League of Legends has been on some of these like side tournaments, but we're getting back into the really, I think it's the summer split in League of Legends already. So crazy stuff happening. There's going to be a ton of games, so get ready for that. I think that's going to start next, probably like Thursday, Friday, stuff like that. So we're going to have obviously Sweet 16 March Madness, and then going into Thursday, Friday of next week, we're going to kick off a whole new season of League of Legends, which will last for a couple of months as well. And there's just, the more League of Legends plays, the more Counter-Strike, Valorant plays on the board, the better, because that means we can find value a lot easier, okay? So text me Underdog as well if you do want to get signed up for Underdog. I told you guys they have the best payouts in the industry. You'll get 1 month free of the VIP for that. Now, rounding this out with the last pick of the day, we actually have a three-man right here. It is Keldon Johnson to go under 17.5 points plus rebounds. I really like this pick. If you look at his PRA right now, okay, so I'm gonna draw this out, but his PRA right now on Prizepicks is also 17.5. Okay, so it makes absolutely no sense. If his PRA right now is 17.5 and you are able to get just his points and rebounds under 17.5, there's obviously something missing here. There's obviously some sort of mistake that Prizepicks has made, right? So Keldon does not get that many assists. Maybe he gets 1 or 2 a game. But even if he gets 1 or 2 a game, that's going to mean that is going to count towards his PRA, but that would not count towards his points plus assists, obviously. So that is why I'm taking his points and rebounds his points and rebounds, obviously, because that would not count towards this line right here. That is why I'm taking this under. If he gets a couple assists, that would count towards his PRA, but that would not count towards his points and rebounds. So hopefully that kind of makes sense there. I also think this is a little bit too high. I do think this is probably going to bump down to 16.5, and I still kind of like it at 16.5, but try to get it at 17 or 17.5 as much as possible. One thing I will say, if there are ever bumps in these games, guys, is look across your apps, right? Look on Better, look on Sleeper, look on Underdog, look on Prizepicks, of course, first, and just try to see if these lines are the same on Underdog. Sometimes Underdog will leave lines up that Prizepicks has changed hours ago, or vice versa, right? Underdog will leave lines up for hours when Prizepicks does not, okay? So that's why I always say to have different apps in your phone, you know, in your arsenal, in your computer, whatever it is, and get signed up for these apps, because I might take Keldon at 17.5. Yeah, a couple hours down the line, he might bump to 16.5. But look on Underdog, look on Sleeper. Like I said, they still might have his line as high as I took him, okay? Second part of this is going to be in Counter-Strike, and I'm taking two overs together. This is very correlated, all right? So just like I talked about in League of Legends, Counter-Strike is very correlated based off of game length. So if this game goes into a longer game, if it goes into overtime, if it goes into overtime 2 to 3, you know, a lot of overtimes and a longer game, that's going to mean more kills and more headshots for these players, okay? So if it's a very long game, more kills are going to happen. There's going to be more rounds equals more kills. If it's a short game, that'll not happen. There's going to be less kills, less headshots in this game, but these are very correlated together. If a longer game does happen, I'm just going to say L right here. That's going to mean everyone in this game goes over. If a shorter game happens, that's going to mean less kills and less headshots, and everyone will likely go under. All right, guys, so pretty simple entries today. It is Monday, like I said, so we do have a bit of a slower day today. That's normally when a lot of the games are, you know, I don't know, it's just normally slower days on Monday, and then as the weekend progresses, we're going to ramp up going into Wednesday and Thursday and all of that. And again, it's going to be a big weekend for betting. It's going to be a big weekend for March Madness as well, so stay tuned for that. I have a number of apps you guys can sign up for, like Underdog, like Sleeper, like Novig is one of them as well, and then like ONYX Odds. So go ahead and text me those different words to get signed up for those, and I'll give you guys those instructions. It should take no more than 5 minutes to get signed up for each app. You'll get 1 to 2 free months of the VIP, really simply. You'll start profiting long term, as we have already done so far this year. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.